All right. Well, you know, I like to do business with people that specialize in certain areas of the wine world. I find you get better wines when you deal with people that are experts on the region that they're dealing with. And Hidalgo Imports, well, let me just say, this family owns Bodegas Hidalgo in Jerez, a sherry producer. Do you think they know a little something about Spanish wine? I think so. Well, that's why I was confused when David Cole stopped in with Mr. Hidalgo with Bordeaux. Bordeaux. Well, hey, David Cole was with him, one of the foremost experts on Bordeaux in South Florida. These guys have teamed up, and Bordeaux is one of the easiest wines to sell, especially in a vintage like 2009. You know, usually we don't even have the Bordeaux AOC wines available in the store. There's just an ocean of crap produced in Bordeaux at the $10 price range, and I find you can get a really nice bottle of Bordeaux, even an off vintage, from Côte de Castillon, the Premier Côte de Blaye, and some other lesser-known appellations. You don't have to buy Bordeaux AOC wine for under $10. But in 2009, in a great vintage, man, there's a lot of decent Bordeaux AOC. We actually have 3 or 4 of them in the store from this 2009 vintage. If you want to get a taste of what it's like, just come in the store and check out what we got. These 2 wines, not available though yet. And should be around $10. There's no price on here. But like I said, man, we got several things in the store. Really good. All right, next up we had some Spanish wine. Surprise. Okay, Cruz Montesa Alicante. And this wine had a lovely blackberry and blueberry fruit, notes of licorice, fresh saddle leather, fresh picked herbs, really big and chewy on the palate, firm tannins, soy, and black spices. Really nice little wine, really well built. Very good at $16.50, man. Some of the best values coming out of Europe today. Spanish wine. All right, next up we had a classic style Rioja, which you don't see too often anymore. A lot of producers in Rioja have abandoned the Crianza, Gran Reserva labeling, and they're relying on single vineyard names and just labeling them Crianza or even Coseca wines, which is the lowest classification in Spain, just a vintage wine. But this is one of the old guard Cincel Gran Reserva, 1996. Are you kidding me? Wow. Classic nose of that coconut, sweet herbs, and strawberry fruit. Little old saddle leather, really light in color, really old school Rioja, and still had lovely freshness at or near full maturity here, and a nice hint of spice on the finish there, that floral, dry floral note you get from Tempranillo. A beautiful little wine for $19.50. Wow, we love it when we find values like that. All right, next up, PradoRey Elites from Ribera del Duero. This is the area just south of Rioja. A good amount of toasty oak spice and incense here. Fresh flowers, violet, sweet black soy highlights to the nose. And pretty complex bouquet here. Big and chewy wine on the palate. Lots of fruit. Nice hand of acidity to go along with the fruit and those tannins. And lovely savoriness here coming in at the finish. Lovely balance. Just needs a few years in your cellar. All right, well, Ribera del Duero, those wines can last for a time. You ever heard of a little winery called Vega Sicilia? They don't release a lot of their wines till they're 10 years old. Okay, next up, a Cabernet Sauvignon from the Colchagua, which is Chile. Now we're in Chile. Okay, well, the Spanish people have a lot in common with Chile, right? They speak the same language. Okay, well, this is one of the best value areas in the world for Bordeaux varietals. You've heard me mention this before in the show many times. I love wines that are varietally correct. And if you've got Cabernet, you want to put it in a place like Chile in the Colchagua Valley, or in Mendoza, along with its brethren, Malbec. Well, the Carmenere varietal is the thing that does really well in Chile, and this wine has none of it in it. But you get a little bit of that Chilean terroir, one of the things that you notice from all Chilean wines, which Carmenere kind of is the strongest in that. But just a hint of that is not off-putting to me. Too much of it that just screams Chile at you out of the glass can be a little bit off-putting. But a little bit of that Chilean earthiness and herbaceousness to that black currant and plum fruit, nice cherries, a little bit of fine herbs, a lot of stuffing here on the tongue, firm tannins, and still lovely acidity. A very well-balanced wine, good minerality showing up at the end. Excellent little Cabernet Sauvignon for $30. All right, hey, we just had one other wine, so I'm not going to stop now. We had our friend Luciana from Opici in. She brought in a good old friend, Ehlers Winery. Ehlers Winery, one of the few wineries that's actually held in trust, and all of the proceeds go to the American Heart Foundation. And so that's charity. You know, it's not bad. You're doing a little something good for charity when you buy this wine. And hey, at $30 a bottle, it's Merlot and the Cabernet, two of the best values coming out of Napa. Well, we just had the Merlot here, and regularly it's like $50. So we have a great price on this 06. Lots of plum and black cherry fruit on the nose, dark spices, chocolate notes to the bouquet, some nice herbaceousness notes showing here also. But the focus is on this lovely ripe plum and cherry fruit and lovely richness on the palate. One of the things I love about Merlot, more in the front of your mouth than the back, but a lot of fruit and a lot of spice, a lot of nuance, and a long finish here. Excellent stuff from Ehlers Cellars. All right, next up, we've got our review of our dinner with Jean-Luc Colombo here in the store.